All right, today we're going to talk about something fascinating, how India is completely flipping the script on green energy. And look, this is way more than just a story about solar panels getting cheaper. This is about a much smarter way of building our energy future. Just let this quote sink in for a second. The main reason one of the biggest countries on Earth is going all in on renewables isn't just about climate goals. It's about cold, hard economics. It's simple. Renewables are just the cheaper way to go now.
Okay, but wait, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Cheaper than fossil fuels? Really? Is this all just government subsidies propping things up? Well, the answer, amazingly, is no, not at all. And that's what makes this whole thing so incredible.
Okay, so let's get into it. To understand how they pulled this off, you first have to appreciate the massive scale of what India is trying to do.
So, check out this number. India is aiming for 500 gigawatts of non-fossil fuel energy by 2030. To put that into perspective for you, that's more than the entire power grids of Germany and the UK combined. That is a huge lift for one of the fastest growing economies in the world.
But here's the thing with solar, right? There's always that one big catch, the one everyone faces. It's what's often called the sunset problem. I mean, what happens when the sun goes down?
To figure that out, we've got to rewind a bit back to 2017, because that's when this one project came along and just rewrote all the rules for renewable energy, not just in India, but maybe for the whole world.
Yeah, this chart really shows you that turning point. So, you see, coal was sitting at around 7 cents a unit. Then this new solar project comes in at just 4.5 cents. I mean, wow. Suddenly, solar wasn't just in the same ballpark, it was way cheaper.
But here's the kicker. The most crucial detail of all. This wasn't some artificial price drop thanks to government handouts. Nope. This was a real, honest-to-goodness market breakthrough. And it all came down to a totally new way of thinking about these projects.
So, how on earth did they do it? If it wasn't subsidies, what was the secret sauce? Well, it all comes down to this really smart playbook they developed.
And the magic word here is de-risking. Basically, what it means is the government created a system to remove all the big, scary uncertainties for the companies building these things. You know, when you take away the risk, the cost of borrowing money plummets, and you suddenly attract a whole different kind of investor. So what does that actually look like? It's pretty straightforward, really. First up, you guarantee the price for 25 years. No guessing, no market swings, just guaranteed income. Then the government takes care of the biggest pains in the neck, getting the land, building the power lines, all the messy stuff. And finally, they guarantee the payments, so the developers know for sure they're going to get paid. It's like the government just builds a perfect, risk-free sandbox for these companies to come and play in.
Okay, so fast forward to today. What's so cool is that they're using that very same playbook to tackle the original problem we talked about, that tricky sunset problem.
Enter the Marina Solar Park. This is the next generation. It's combining solar panels with massive batteries. And guess what? It's using the exact same de-risking model that worked so well back in 2017.
And this is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. If you wanted to build a new coal plant right now, you'd be looking at power costing around 9 cents a unit. But this new project, with solar and battery storage, delivers reliable, on-demand power for just 3 cents. 3! Let me say that again. Solar plus 4 hours of storage is literally 1/3 the price of new coal. It's just a different world.
And you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Well, they added another really smart trick to the mix. See, the battery is the priciest piece of the puzzle, right? So they figured out how to use it twice a day. During the day, it soaks up all that extra free solar power. Then it pushes that power out during the evening rush hour. But then, late at night, when grid power is super cheap, they get to charge it up again, ready to handle the morning peak too. This dual cycle thing is genius. It basically doubles the value you get from your most expensive asset.
So look, this isn't just an interesting story about India. This is a genuine blueprint, a recipe that could basically fast-track the green transition everywhere.
And it all boils down to one simple concept: certainty versus uncertainty. You know, in a lot of places, like in the US, for example, you build a solar farm and sell your power on a market where the price is bouncing around all day. How can you possibly know what you'll earn 20 years from now? You can't. But the Indian model says, forget all that. Here's your price. It's locked in for 25 years. For an investor, I mean, it's a no-brainer. And that simple shift from a high-risk gamble to a low-risk, stable investment, well, it changes everything, because it opens the door to a whole new kind of money. We're talking about the big players, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds. These guys manage trillions of dollars, and they hate risk. They're not looking to go to the casino. They want something safe, stable, with guaranteed returns. And that's exactly what this model gives them.
So, when you put it all together, what do you get? You get a clear, super smart path to firm, 24/7 renewable power that's not just green, but cheap. This is the kind of reliable energy that can actually replace old-school power plants and handle the massive needs of the modern world. You know, everything from factories to all the new AI data centers popping up everywhere.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? If this whole thing proves one thing, it's that the biggest roadblock to cheap, clean, reliable energy, it might not be the technology anymore. It might just be the policy. The playbook is written. It's out there for anyone to see. So the real question is, who's going to be brave enough to pick it up and write the next chapter?